It is Tuesday, January 28th. Welcome to HH Dow High School for boys varsity basketball as the Dow High Chargers play host to their crosstown rivals, the Midland High School Chemics. It is Saginaw Valley League basketball on MPS-TV. Alongside Tom Bell, I'm Jason Harper, and Tom, tonight we've got two teams that match up very well. Two teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack in the Saginaw Valley. Two teams, two coaches, two teams that want to win to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, and they have really made some progress throughout the year. Both coaches have been excited about prospects of what their teams can do in the second half of the Saginaw Valley season.
Yeah, both of these teams coming in, very similar stories in aspect that both coaches say, hey, we're getting better every game. We're playing good basketball. We're learning. And that's all that you can hope for from a coach, and that's what both teams are seeing. It's going to be a matter here tonight of what team can capitalize and what team can stay true to their game plan.
And who knows who's going to emerge as a hero tonight. You know, the Midland Dow game is a tough one mentally and physically. And sometimes you get some really, really cool stories from a game like this where somebody emerges and they are the big hero.
Now the Midland High Chemics coming across town with a 5-3 record. They are 3-3 on the season, but they have played a very tough schedule. Losses to both Saginaw and to Arthur Hill. Both games very competitive for the Midland High Chemics. They're coached by the veteran Eric Krause. On the other side, second-year coach Marshall Gray leads the Dow High Chargers in. Dow High coming in 6-6 on the season. They are 4-4 in the league. Right now, we're going to turn things over to public address announcer Jason Jahowski for the anthem and the starting lineups.
On behalf of Principal Dan Castle, Athletic Director Bob Mullen, and staff and student body, I would like to welcome you to HH Dow High School. This is the home of the Chargers! We ask that you support the athletes and teams in tonight's competition with energy, enthusiasm, and good sportsmanship. Remember, without sportsmanship, there is no game. And now for the starting lineups for the Chemics. 5'10" sophomore, number 40, Peyton Wood. 5'7" senior, number 30, Will Williams. 6'1" senior, number 10, Jake Cosley. 6'3" sophomore, number 21, Virgil Walker. And 6'4" senior, number 22, Austin Keir. And now for the starting lineup for your Dow High Chargers. Mr. B.J. Weaver and Mr. Andy Loviak.
Now the starters, and we are just about set to go. High school basketball on MPS-TV, the Chargers and the Chemics. And a quick review of our starting lineups. The Midland High Chemics wearing their visiting blue uniforms will have Jacob Dosto, Peyton DeWilt, Virgil Walker, Austin Ehrer, and Will Williams as their starting five. The Dow High Chargers in their home white uniforms with Jared Skinner, Kevin Scott, Alec Marty, John Bork, and Evan Marcourt as their starters. Marcourt is a transfer that played last year at Bullock Creek. Now he is a Dow High Chargers, 6'6", and he is set to go up against Austin Ehrer for the Midland High Chemics. Marcourt coming off of a 14-point game against Bay City Western. Ehrer coming off a 10-point game against Saginaw. Chargers Chemics, a overflowing standing room only crowd here for this contest. And what are we waiting for? Not sure what we're waiting for, but there appears to be a little bit of a delay. The officials, well, while we're waiting for something, let's maybe to get maybe.
I thought they only had two officials.
No, they've got three, but it appears that they need the one corner to be mopped up. Apparently, now the fact that it was outdoors has taken over the corner of the gym, and this is great. I'm hoping we can get a shot of the mopping going on right now over in the corner, because assistant principal at Dow High, Ted Davis, and Midland High athletic director Eric Albright are the ones pushing those brooms that you see right now. That is great to see administrators working hard, isn't it, Tom?
Oh, well, they always work hard. Come on, Jason. You know, it's a tough job, but this is a chance for them to show their versatility in front of a large group of people.
Both Eric and Ted are stand-up guys. Great guys that we have great relationship with on the media standpoint. So anytime that we can give them a hard time, we will. Let's talk basketball. Chemics, Chargers, what do each of these teams have to do to pick up a win?
Well, Dow's got to play good defense. They've got to find some offense with Marquardt and Skinner, and Dow's got to stop Williams, and Midland's got to get Williams in as many scoring opportunities as possible. Will Williams is lightning in the bottle.
Here we go. I tell you what, this game is off to a very auspicious start. First, we had to wait to mop up. We've had two jump balls that have gone nowhere.
So we've had a mop up and a jump up and a goof up.
Hey, here we go. Let's play basketball. The Midland High Chemics winning the toss. Jacob Dostal with the ball in the far corner. Now working to Peyton DeWilt. DeWilt over to Walker, now to Austin Ehrer. Ehrer working to Dostal. Three-point shot, no good. Rebound will be the Dow High Chargers. John Bork coming up with the board for the Chargers. Dow High bringing it down with Alec Marty, their junior guard. Working the ball, now on the far side for the Chargers. Kevin Scott works it inside. Now they go right back out. We're going to have a foul called away from the basketball. Austin Ehrer is going to pick up a foul. Very, well, as long as they know how the game is going to be called, they can adjust. Underneath, going up for the shot, no good. Dow High wanted to foul that time, did not get the call. Williams with the ball for Midland. Dostal now working with a bounce pass. Chemics going back to Ehrer. Over to Virgil Walker. Now back to DeWilt. DeWilt goes to Williams. Three-point shot. A little bit too hard. Nice aggressive rebound by the Chargers. Alec Marty coming up with the board. Marty, he is stopped, so he outlets it to Skinner. Skinner now works it at Marquardt, now working baseline, and John Bork, the senior, with the first bucket of the game for the Chargers. Bork able to put it in for Dow High. Now the Chemics with the ball. Williams on the baseline. Dostal over to DeWilt. DeWilt into the paint, and they were looking for Ear underneath, but a little too much mustard, and the Chargers will have the basketball.
Well, it's been interesting to see how Midland High is going to attack Dow's zone, and right now they've not had a lot of success. Now we're seeing Midland High's press.
Just underway with this boys varsity game, and losing his balance was Marty, which will allow Walker to come up with the ball. Double teamed, Walker can't get the shot. Rebound by Borg, and the Chargers will come back the other direction. Marty giving it to Marcourt. Now working around to Skinner. Skinner with a three-pointer, and the shot will hit the top of the board, so it is no basket. Top of the basketball board out of bounds, so.
Degree of difficulty 8.6.
Well, the Olympics are coming up. We've played 2 minutes of the game. Chargers with the early lead. Now a bounce pass to Dow, giving it right back to Walker, who can't handle it. He hands off to Ear, and Ear will get the first Midland High basket of the game. Midland High's got a lot of athletes that play football and multiple sports on the team. They have traveled the roads together, so there's some chemistry on this Midland High basketball team.
Very physical team, very talented.
DeWilt thought about the shot, decides against it. Now Williams from the free throw line. Shot is no good. Walker with the rebound. Put back in the bucket. Virgil Walker, a new player on the varsity team this year. A starter that puts in some quality minutes for Eric Kraus and the Chemics. Alec Marty keeping the dribble alive for the Chargers. Now working on the far side to Kevin Scott. Back to Marty. Working over to Scott. Scott with a three-pointer. Shot is no good. Rebound by Jacob Dostal. Chemics leading. We've played just over 3 minutes. These teams still looking to feel each other out. Williams in the corner. Goes to Dostal, who was open and thought about the long three. Now Peyton DeWilt over to Walker. Walker drives in, pulls up for the jump shot. No good. Dostal with a great attempt at the rebound. But it's Evan Marcourt that comes out with it, and the Chargers will look to set up their play. John Bork, the only basket so far for the Chargers. Now Kevin Scott with a spin move, and the ball goes out of bounds, but the Chargers will keep it.
I think it was tipped by Walker.
Austin Dieters will check in. He's another senior on this Dow High team. Marshall Gray, the head coach of the Chargers in his second year. And this is a young coach that has got an amazing amount of chemistry. He says that he has learned so much from his rookie year as a varsity boys head coach, and that his communication has improved, and that he believes he coaches a smarter game than what he did a year ago.
Yeah, he's really helped define the roles of the players on his team, and it makes them happier, makes him happier.
Virgil Walker wide open underneath, Will Williams wide open underneath for the basket. Williams with his first bucket of the game for the Midland High Chemics. Marcourt, couple of dribbles, now goes over to Alec Marty. Marty working to Kevin Scott. Bounce pass inside to Marcourt. Marcourt trying to match up with Ear. Lowers his shoulder, can't get the shot to go, but John Bork is there for the rebound, and Bork has got both of Dow High's buckets. Walker taking it into the paint, can't get the basket to go. DeWilt with the rebound. Inside the paint, DeWilt with his first bucket of the game for the Chemics. Midland High leading by 4. 3 minutes to go here in the opening period of boys varsity basketball. John Bork is on fire. He's got all 6 of Dow High points, and Marshall Gray calls the first timeout of the game.
Well, Midland High knew that they had to spend a lot of attention on Marquardt, because being 6'6", a post player likes to get physical down underneath, and they've got to now decide how are they going to both guard Marquardt and Bork. Both of them run 6'5", 6'6".
And Marshall Gray calling a timeout, saw something that I'm sure that he wants to fix defensively.
And Marshall Gray also has a 6'7" player from the bench, 6'6" or 6'7" Mike Robb, that is quite a potent offensive player too. So he can field a team of 6'6", 6'6", 6'7" on the front line all at one time.
What's the old saying? You can't coach size?
Oh, you love size as long as they can move.
That's why I'm not loved. Oh. I understand. Williams on the baseline. Can't get the shot to go, but Austin Ear had the rebound, but they're going to say that Williams stepped out of bounds. No, Williams was fouled. That's going to be what the call was, is that Kevin Scott fouled Williams prior to any shot being attempted. So no bucket. The Midland High Chemics will inbound underneath their own basket. DeWilt. Three-pointer. No good. Battle for the board. It's not going to be kept in bounds. They're going to say that it was out on the Chargers, so the Chemics will inbound. 2-point game, 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Long inbound goes to Virgil Walker, and he is on the line. Great call by the official, over and back against the Chemics. They must have determined that he had possession before he stepped back.
Well, okay, as he went up, he was a front court player. He went down and
was in the backcourt.
Was on the backcourt. Okay.
Three-pointer by Bork. That shot is off the mark. And now Michael Robb, you mentioned him a little bit earlier. The 6'7" sophomore Robb will check into the game for the Midland High Chemics. Robb came off the bench, as he usually does for the Chargers. He scored 10 points against Bay City Western.
He was 6'7" last year. I think they have him as 6'6" this year. I don't know what happened, but
yeah, as you get older, you lose height.
You settle, huh? Your backbone settles.
Jacob Dostal, three-pointer, no good. Battle for the rebound, and a jump ball is going to be called. That's a pretty good battle. Ear and Robb going against each other. Regardless of whether it be football or basketball, that's a pretty good battle. But Ear is going to head to the bench for the Dow High Chargers, or for the Midland High Chemics, and Matt Schnurr is going to check into the game. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 2-point game. Robb was open briefly. Now he passes it over to Bork. Bork can't get the shot to go, and Peyton DeWilt will come down with the rebound for Midland. DeWilt tried to switch directions. Robb committed the foul. Couple of subs now come into the game. Matt Jarima will check in for the first time for the Chemics, and Alec Marty will re-enter for the Chargers. Williams, the scoring leader for the Midland High Chemics, has the ball deflected away. Nice job defensively by Dieters. Goes to Michael Robb, now it goes back. Marcourt thought about the three, decides against it. Now Marty will look to set things up for the Chargers. Just over a minute to go here in the first quarter. Marcourt turns around for the jump shot, no good. Dostal will get the rebound for the Chemics. Williams now works the ball across midcourt. Dostal working to Peyton DeWilt. DeWilt goes to the corner. Williams, three-pointer, in and out, no good. Rebound by Marty. Chargers coming back the other direction with under a minute to play. Marty works the ball to Dieters, now back to the top of the key. They go inside to Marcourt, being double-teamed. Can't get the shot up, but he gets his own rebound, and the putback is good by Marcourt, who scores his first bucket of the game, and we are all tied up. 8 apiece with 30 seconds to go. DeWilt holding on to the ball to give it to Williams. Williams drives the baseline. He doesn't get the shot to go. Battle for the rebound. Everybody fighting for it. Dow High will come away with the ball. Alec Marty, nice pass, and we're going to have a foul called before the shot. Beautiful pass, and the Chargers will have the ball out of bounds. They're going to say that that was on the floor. called against Matt Schnurr.
So far, Midland's done a pretty good job of Marquardt. He's only dropped one basket in this first quarter.
Final seconds for the Dow High Chargers. Marshall Gray looking for Dow to run their offense. They go to Marquardt, who spins and takes a long shot. That is not what Marshall Gray wanted at the end of the first quarter. And we end the first 8 minutes of this contest all tied up 8-8 as these teams continue to feel each other out in Saginaw Valley League basketball.
Well, there's a lot of ability on both sides, and we've had a couple shots drop, but each team is doing a pretty good job at taking away what the other team trying to do, as we had said earlier in the first game tonight.
High school basketball here on MPS-TV. If you're just tuning in, you can catch both the girls and the boys contest here on MPS-TV Thursday, January 30th through Saturday, February 1st, beginning at 7 o'clock with the girls game, followed by the boys action. And future showtimes will be available by checking out the Midland Public School website, which is midlandps.org. Also check out the Midland Daily News website for further air times. We are now on Charter Communications Channel 190, or you can access us on UVerse on Channel 99. We are not syndicated, and we are not yet available nationally.
Well, we're seeing that the rope that held spectators couldn't go behind the Charger basket down here. The rope has been broken, and the fans have piled in.
Well, it is standing room only. Everybody looking for a place to watch the action here between the Chemics and the Chargers, and a nice job defensively by Alec Marty, knocking the ball away from Will Williams.
So far, we really haven't seen the Will Williams that we have watched and been amazed with, yet he's got so much speed, and Dow has really tried to negate that.
How about that move? Alec Marty just driving it right over top of Williams. Marty making it look easy, going coast to coast for the Chargers. First lead since the opening moments for Dow High. Williams averages 20 points a game for the Chemics. He's only got one bucket here in tonight's contest. Looking for someplace to go is Jarima, and the ball is turned over. The Chargers have came out here in the second quarter with a little bit of spark.
Yep, I think Coach Kraus is trying to give Jarima a little more experience here. He's just a sophomore. It's got real good size.
Nice pass, handled nicely on the far side. Now driving in, and the foul will be committed. That will send John Bork to the free throw line. Matt Schnurr, one of the seniors on the Midland High team, committing the foul.
Yeah, we saw John Bork play a year ago, and boy, has he improved. His aggressiveness to the basket has really, really made some significant steps forward.
Jacob Dostal will re-enter the game for the Chemics. Dostal coming off a 13-point performance against Saginaw. Dow High with the lead, just underway in the second quarter. Three-pointer, count it. Matt Jarima left open on the far side, and Jarima with his first bucket of the game for the Chemics. All tied up, 11 points all. Back and forth we go. Chargers with the basketball. On the far side, working to Michael Robb. They go inside to Marquardt, who was able to get by Jarima for the bucket. Evan Marquardt scoring his second basket of the game. Well, both of these teams pretty even. Dow High at 6-6, Midland High at 5-3. Williams now working the ball back out. Jump shot taken by Jarima. Dostal will now try to work the other way. Dow High has played a few more games than what the Chemics have had. Midland High has had a couple of games canceled due to the cold weather, but the Chargers, they don't care what it's like outside. They want to play basketball. Nice
Oh,
pass.
nice pass.
Can't get the bucket. And a foul will be called by Alec Marty, who had a beautiful pass to Bork, who just could not connect on the reverse layup.
I think what was so pretty was that from our angle, we got to see that play totally develop.
Dylan Eisler will now check into the game, a junior for the Midland High Chemics. 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. Dow leading by 2. First of 2 meetings during the regular season for these two teams. Austin Ear, nice pass, but unable to capitalize was Eisler, because Michael Robb says, no way.
Not in my house.
Robb with a big block underneath for the Chargers. Williams has his pass deflected away. Nice defense by Dieters, and the Chargers will come back. Alec Marty working with the ball for Dow High. Chargers looking to set the play up. They put it in motion with John Bork working the ball. Now passing it over, goes back to Bork. Working around the other direction, Marty looking for the baseline. Now goes back to Marcourt. Powers up and gets the layup. Evan Marcourt, the transfer from Bullet Creek.
We're starting to see some of that senior finesse in Marquardt, and he's really carried the Dow offense.
Travel call against Ear. And the Dow High Chargers getting a little bit of the momentum to go in their direction. Peyton DeWilt will check back into the game. DeWilt is just a sophomore. Midland High's got a couple of sophomores that see a lot of playing time.
And he's a sophomore that played a ton as a freshman for Midland High last year.
4-point Charger lead, 4.5 to go. Dow High tried to go inside, but there were nothing but blue Chemic jerseys in the paint. DeWilt with the ball, goes back out to Eisler, stolen away, almost it is. Nice defense played by Dieters, and on the other end, unable to complete the play is Marty, but the putback is good, and Eric Krause will call the timeout. John Bork and the Chargers are fired up. Eric Krause wants to settle things down and get the Chemics back under control. 4:16 to play here in the second quarter, and the Chargers have a 6-point lead.
Now we want to make maybe a correction. With Jonathan Bork having such a wonderful game, we're noticing in the program it is Jonathan, and maybe that's a little more what he would like to be called. I'm not sure.
I don't believe so. I believe that's his official name.
You
is
think
Jonathan.
it's John? Okay.
4:16 to go here in the second quarter. High school basketball on MPS-TV. Glad you could be with us. A huge crowd watching the action here tonight between these two teams. The girls contest also airing here on MPS-TV, so get a chance to check out that game as well as the boys' games. These two teams will be meeting at Midland High come the middle of February. In fact, I believe Valentine's Day they will play each other. Some youngsters watching the action. And here we go with the inbound pass after the Midland High timeout. Williams working the ball across midcourt. Now to Virgil Walker. Walker on the far side. Dostal now works to Williams, who tries to go baseline. Williams gets the shot to go. Will Williams breaking his scoring drought here in the second quarter with the bucket. Dow High working inside of Marcourt. A lot of contact, no whistle, and the play will continue. It will be Midland High basketball. Marcourt and Earer, you talk about the unmovable object meeting the irresistible force. What a collision, and no foul called one way or the other, so the Chemics will have the basketball.
It's probably good nothing was called, but that was entertaining.
Walker working the ball for the Midland High Chemics. Walker now goes to Ear. Ear working back to Williams. Williams now breaks apart. Bounce pass inside to Ear, who dishes it over to Dostal. Jacob Dostal with the bucket. Austin Ear is probably the most unselfish ball player that you will meet. He could have went up with a shot. Instead, he gave a great pass to Dostal, and now the ball out of bounds. It will stay Charger basketball.
Yeah, at that point with Ear underneath the basket, he had his back to the basket, and I think he thought there were a lot better options at that point.
3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Marcourt, spin around shot, no good. Ear will get the rebound. One of the best rebounders for Midland High is Austin Ear. Williams, three-pointer, may have been deflected by Marty. Walker got the rebound, out of bounds, and they're going to say that it is the Charger basketball. The officials looked at each other. Eric Kraus doesn't like the call, but it's going to be Dow High basketball.
That would have been my third choice on that play. I would have called a foul. I thought Walker got hammered, but that's why we're up here.
I know that's why I'm up here. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 2-point lead for the Chargers. Three-pointer by Marty is no good. Great rebound by Dimitri Stein, who just checked into the game. Stein is a 6'2 senior, hands the ball off underneath. Now they work back into the paint. John Bork a little bit too hard on his shot, and Williams will come back the other direction for the Chemics. Williams splitting apart the defense, the bucket and the foul.
Okay, lightning has arrived. That was a wonderful drive.
Just a little bit of a slow start, and now Will Williams will go to the free throw line. Marshall Gray not too happy about the turn of events now that the game is tied up, and now Midland takes a 1-point lead.
And all of a sudden, Williams has 7.
Marcourt will come back into the game. Bork will get his first break for the Chargers, and we've got a little bit of a stoppage as the officials making sure that the clock is correct, and actually it's not a 1-point Midland High lead. The scoreboard was incorrect for a brief moment. No, now they changed it. So now it is a 1-point Midland High lead, which is what I thought it was.
They seem to have it right now.
We had it right all along.
Yes, and that doesn't always happen.
That rarely happens. So Midland High leading by 1, 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Alec Marty working the ball to Dimitri Stein, now goes back out over to Austin Dieters. Dieters goes inside to Marcourt. Austin Ear with great defense. Marcourt unable to get a good shot, and now the Chemics will come back the other direction. Virgil Walker has the ball stripped away. Can he recover? No, he can't. We're going to have a foul called against the Chargers. Dimitri Stein is going to be called with the foul. Now, that wasn't much of a breather, but John or Jonathan, Mr. Bork to some, he checks into the game.
Jay Bork.
Bounce pass inside to Ear. Tried to go inside to DeWilt. Can't get the shot to go. Now working on the other end, the Dow High Chargers, Alec Marty, looking to set the play up for Dow High. Marty with a couple of dribbles. Now to Bork. Bork goes back to Dieters, who thought about a long three but decides against it. Bounce pass over to Marcourt, back to Dieters. A minute to play here in the second quarter. Marcourt goes baseline this time. He's able to get the bucket to fall through. Evan Marcourt's got 8 of Dow High's 19 points. Good defense, coming up with a steal, and then a foul committed. Great job defensively by Austin Dieters. This game has been back and forth momentum-wise in the final minute of the second quarter. It looks as if Dow High's got the momentum.
It seems like the game's picking up, and you know what's too bad? We're almost to halftime. But we're starting to see a little more life into this game. I think they were measuring each other, trying to see what they're going to do. And so now Dow's going to slow it down, work for a final shot, I guess. They got quite a ways to wait here, 32 seconds.
Midland High now puts a little bit of pressure onto Marty, so the official counted briefly. Marty now working over to Bork, works it back. Clock now down to 15 seconds for the Chargers as they look to make their move. Couple of dribbles by Marty, and a timeout is going to be called by Marshall Gray with 8 seconds to go. Very interesting, Tom, that Dow High wants that last play to work as scripted, so they called a timeout. I'm somewhat surprised.
Well, you know, there aren't a lot of coaches that have a play that with that much time, and you're trying to control the play. Then now you've got 8 seconds. 8 seconds is a good amount of time to run a set, to be able to set some screens, get somebody open, have a second, 1 or 2 options off of it, and at least get a good quality shot before the half.
Well, there's 8 seconds on the clock for the Dow High Chargers. The inbound pass here almost came up with the steal. 0.5 of a second went off the clock, so we are now down to 7.6. Dow High again looking to inbound the ball. They eventually find somebody. Clock in motion. Alec Marty's being triple teamed. Now Marcourt with a long three-pointer. Shot is no good, and it is halftime here at Dow High. A back-and-forth battle as expected in the first half, but I don't think that the Dow High Chargers, who had a chance at the end of the first quarter and a chance at the end of the second quarter to come away with a motivating shot, I don't think Marshall Gray happy with either of the shot attempts.
Well, I thought Midland played really good kind of zone defense on that inbounds pass, and just didn't give Dow much of a shot other than kind of a last-minute three-pointer by Marquardt.
16 more minutes of high school basketball to go here in this boys varsity contest. We are at halftime here at Dow High. The score at the half, the Dow High Chargers 19, Midland High 18. The third quarter is up next. And we welcome you back to Dow High, getting ready for the second half of boys varsity basketball. Jason Harper, Tom Bell, an entire crew of MCTV staff and volunteers working hard to bring you this contest. And you know, Tom, our crew works incredibly hard doing things behind the scenes, the load out and the time that it takes to load everything into a van, take everything out. That's hard work in normal weather. When it's 35 below, that's even harder work. So our MCTV crew doing a great job to bring you the broadcast of this contest.
And Jason, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to have top billing on the screen. It's taken a bunch of years to have that happen.
Or was that random? All that I can do. You have to thank Matt for that.
Okay, thank you, Matt. Appreciate that.
Here we go, third quarter underway. The Dow High Chargers with the basketball, and they go inside to Evan Marcourt. Double team, still gets the shot off, can't get it to fall through. Dow with the rebound. Jared Skinner will work the ball back out, and now Dow High will look to set up a play. Chargers leading by 1 as we begin the third quarter. Nice spin move, but he traveled. Almost a nice spin move by Alec Marty.
Yeah, the first half, I'm sure that Marshall Gray would have liked to have seen a little more scoring balance. Majority of the points came from Jonathan Bork and Evan Marquardt, both 9 and 8 respectively. Midland was a little more spread out. Williams had 7, and a whole host of others had 2s and 3s.
Midland goes inside, now working back out. Williams, three-pointer. Shot is no good. Dostal with the putback, and he will go to the free throw line. Jonathan Bork committing the foul. The first one on Bork, but Jacob Dostal coming off a 13-point game against Saginaw. Dostal able to get the free throw to fall through. By the way, for Bork and his family, we debated at halftime whether it was John or Jonathan, and we do not have a 100% confirmation, so we apologize in advance, or at this juncture, that we will check on that before the next Dow High broadcast. Over and back is going to be called against the Chargers, so the Chemics will have the basketball.
Well, we are opting to what the program has, and it's Jonathan. So.
Midland High working to Dostal, three-point shot, count it. Jacob Dostal starting off the third quarter with a good performance and a three-point shot. Midland High regaining the lead. This game has been back and forth. They go inside, now they work it back out. Over to Kevin Scott, goes back inside to Marcord, and that hook shot working good. 10 points, double digits for Marcord, who just has that confidence and swagger about him.
Well, he's starting to feel where he's going to get some space, and that's going to be really important in the second half.
Now Midland High working to Williams. Williams back to Peyton DeWilt. DeWilt over to Dostal again, now back to DeWilt. DeWilt pulling things out, goes to Williams again, now to Virgil Walker. Walker looking to set things up, avoids having the ball stolen away by Marty. Wide open, Austin Ear with the layup for the Midland High Chemics. Ear was all by himself, 4 points for Ear, and then Walker committing a foul all the way on the opposite side of the floor. Each team committing one foul. Neither team got into foul trouble in the first half. 3-point lead for the Midland High Chemics. Dow High looking to set things up. Alec Marty working with the basketball for the Chargers. Marty, couple of dribbles, no place to go. Marty looking to keep the dribble alive. Now working the ball around to Kevin Scott. Scott takes a couple of dribbles, goes back to Marty. Now working over to Jared Skinner. Skinner goes inside to Marcord, count the bucket. Evan Marcord continuing to have a great game for the Chargers. A 1-point contest. We've played 3 minutes of the third quarter. Williams splitting everybody apart, gives it to Ear at the last minute, but Ear unable to get the bunny to fall through, and the Chargers will come back the other direction.
That was a really nice pass by Will Williams, and Ear's shot just didn't drop.
Marty can't get the shot to go. Now Jared Skinner travels.
Some quick feet and really didn't dribble the ball.
Marshall Gray may have become a new favorite coach to watch. He's animated, he's intense.
He's positive.
For years it was Eric Kraus, because Kraus can get fired up. Dow High coming up with a steal. Nice job there by Bork, and now the Chargers. Bork will get it on the baseline. Dostal looking to steal the ball away. Both men, everybody fighting for it, and we're going to have a foul call. Or did they get a timeout? Did Dostal get the timeout? That's what has happened. Jacob Dostal got the timeout. How about that? Great heads-up play.
Good call. Wow.
That's leadership right there by the senior. Dostal didn't want the jump ball, even though Midland had the possession arrow, but instead, a great job of calling the timeout by Dostal. 30-second timeout for the Chemics.
I get a feeling this game really isn't going to have a real big margin, that they just seem to be able to answer each other's mini runs here and there. Midland High has got to defense Marquardt. Maybe spend, flash a second player across the lane on him, but right now he's starting to feel a little more comfortable inside. And Midlands continues to get points from a lot of different directions. I think they've got about 8 or 9 players that have scored tonight, and Dow High still has only 3 in the scoring column.
Williams working the ball for the Midland High Chemics. Great atmosphere for basketball here tonight on a night where outside the temperatures are frigid. Inside we have got a standing room overflowing crowd to watch this matchup between the Chemics and the Chargers.
Cold outside, but this is heating up.
Williams to Peyton DeWilt. DeWilt goes back to Williams. DeWilt now thought about the shot, decides against it. And Virgil Walker doing a nice job holding on to the basketball. Marshall Gray wanted a travel call, did not get it. Austin here, bounce pass to Walker on the baseline, and Walker will go to the line. We'll wait to see who ended up picking up the foul. Looks as if, looks like they're going to call Campbell Bortle. They gave it a 40. Is 40 even out there? There's not a 40.
There's not a 40.
That can't be 40. That's who they gave it to, but Bortle's sitting on the bench.
Did they add some numbers together?
They must have. Virgil Walker able to get the free throw to fall through. It was Bork that picked up the foul.
Is that what they're going to end up?
It is.
42, okay.
So Jonathan Bork picks up the foul, and Chargers bringing in a couple of substitutions. Virgil Walker could not get the free throw to fall for Midland High. Chemics leading by 2, 3:15 to play here in the third quarter. Alec Marty for the Chargers, working the ball to Dieters, now going to Marquardt, who tried to use his shoulder to pick up a foul. Marquardt, great hustle to come up with a steal. Alec Marty, three-pointer, counted. The junior picking up a big 3. Marty's got 5 points on the game, but the Chargers regain the lead. The back and forth battle continues. Dostal working to Williams. Williams from the free throw line, no good. Rebound battle, Williams follows his own shot. Williams being double teamed on the baseline and will throw the ball out of bounds off of the leg of Michael Robb. Matt Jarima will now check into the game. Virgil Walker will head to the bench for the Chemics.
And with Jarima, they have both size and outside shot sharpshooter.
DeWilt tried to draw the foul, could not get it. The Chargers back on the other end. Jarima blocking the shot, but great position by Michael Robb, who was able to get underneath and get the bucket for the Chargers. 28-25, just over 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Ear could have went up with a shot, decided against it. Now Jarima will take a three-pointer. No good. Battle for the rebound. Chargers coming away with the basketball.
Had a couple good looks, but nothing dropped for them.
I'd like to see Ear take more shots underneath. Evan Marquardt's not afraid to shoot, and he's going to get the bucket and the foul. Austin Ear tried to get position, but he couldn't shuffle his feet back in time, and Evan Marquardt will have the chance for the three-point play.
Yep, Evan was able to move where Ear was not, and as Ear made the adjustment, that's when contact occurred.
And that's a good call.
It is, yep.
Marquardt, three-point play, and the Chargers swinging things to their advantage with a 6-point lead for Dow High. 1:45 to go in the third quarter. Midland, Dow nearly came up with a steal. Williams trying to recover. Now Jarima with a three-pointer, and we're going to have a foul call. They're going to say that it was after the shot. Austin Dieters It was going to be called with the foul, but they're going to say that it was after Jarima's three-point attempt, so Midland High will have the ball out of bounds.
You don't see that a lot.
Austin here, cross the court to Dostal. Now baseline to Jarima, spin move, count the bucket. Matt Jarima, he is just a sophomore. He's got 5 points on the night for the Chemics. A minute 20 to go here in the third quarter. Chargers across midcourt. Nearly stolen away, Dow High recovers. Numbers advantage for Dow. Unable to get the bucket was Dieters. Putback is good. What a game that Marquardt is having underneath. The big man using the size to his advantage.
17 for Marquardt.
A minute to go here in the third quarter. DeWilt working to Jarima. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound Chargers. Dow High will come back the other direction. Inside, and Austin Ear will commit the hard foul. As a result, that will be the third foul on Ears, and Michael Robb, who's a sophomore, will go to the free throw line for the Chargers.
And that was two aggressive players going to the same location, and it wasn't dirty, it was just aggressive.
Robb missing the free throw. Midland High is going to bring Matt Schnurr into the game to replace Ear. Schnurr is 6'5".
So they really don't lose a whole lot in height, but Ear is quite the rebounder.
Robb able to get the second free throw to fall through. 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Across midcourt, DeWilt working to Dostal. Three-pointer blocked. Great job by Michael Robb coming up with a block, and now the Chargers down court. They work the baseline to Robb. Now they go back out. Marshall Gray wants the Chargers to hold the ball for the final shot.
You know, this is the first time that they've had Robb, Marquardt, and Borkin at the same time. Midland's having a hard time matching up with that.
10 seconds to go, driving in, standing up strong. Schnurr on defense, coming up with a steal. Dostal with an elbow and no call. Marshall Gray is livid. Jacob Dostal elbowed down Michael Robb, and Marshall Gray is out at midcourt talking to the officials to find out why that was not called. We're looking at Eric Kraus, but it's Marshall Gray that is fired up because the elbow was not called by the by the officiating staff, and now it's physical.
Yeah.
It's Saginaw Valley League basketball, Tom.
Yeah, and at that point, you know these kids are not going to do anything real nasty, but it's a matter of maybe the elbow was elevated a little bit, but it did catch Robb in the jaw.
I don't think it was an intentional by any means at all, but
Correct.
It is something that fired Marshall Gray up a little bit. Nonetheless, we're getting ready for the fourth quarter. 34-27, the Dow High Chargers on top of the Midland High Chemics in a back-and-forth battle. And quickly, let us let you know that if you want to become an MCTV volunteer, you can do so by coming to the next orientation, which will take place on Saturday, February 8th, or on Saturday, March the 8th. The orientations begin at 10 o'clock in the morning in the MCTV studio. The cost is $45, which includes the first year access user fee. For more information, call 837-3474. Visit the website on your screen or check MCTV out on Facebook. Join us and become a volunteer. Here we go, fourth quarter, and what has been a great game between two evenly matched up teams in the Saginaw Valley. DeWilt working over to Jarima. Dostal now with the basketball, feeding it over to Peyton DeWilt. DeWilt goes inside to Williams. Williams, couple of dribbles again. Williams now to Austin Ear on the far side. Ear tried to go inside, knocked away. Nice job defensively by Michael Robb. We've seen a couple back-to-back plays by Robb. Three-pointer, count it! Austin Dieters, the senior, with a big-time three-pointer for the Dow High Chargers. It's a 10-point Dow lead, the biggest of the game. Dostal pulls up. He's being double-teamed, and they're going to get Dieters with a foul.
Well, at the end of the third quarter, Dow really kind of owned the court with about 3 minutes to go in the quarter, and they've come out just as hot as when they left it. So Midland High has got to find a way to turn the tide.
Jarima now working to Williams. The Midland High Chemics will look to set things up. 6:45 to go. We've got lots of ball, but another turnover. That is 3 in a row forced by the Dow High defense. Chargers working the ball. Kevin Scott will work the ball around now to Dieters. Now they go inside to Marcourt. Marcourt being double teamed, still gets off a quality shot. It doesn't fall through. Jacob Dostal with the rebound for Midland. Chemics across to Williams. Williams, three-pointer, count it. Will Williams coming up with a big-time three. He's got 10 points. And the Chemics putting on a press, but the Chargers able to beat it across midcourt, and then they lose the ball. Midland High comes up with it. Williams, another three-pointer, no good. Robb pulling down the rebound for Dow High. Well, we saw a exciting conclusion to the girls game. We may get the same here in the boys game.
Yeah, and you kind of get that feeling that something really amazing is going to happen here. But
Marcourt, nice spin move, but can't get the bucket. Midland High will come back in the other direction. Williams working the ball. Now they go over to Dostal. Dostal on the far side. And they work the ball. Jarima saving the day on the baseline. Can't get the bucket to fall through. Marcourt will get the rebound. 5 minutes to go in this Saginaw Valley matchup. Both teams pretty even in the Saginaw Valley standings. On the baseline, Jarima with a great block.
I think that's part of the reason that Eric Krause has Jarima in there. Gives Midland High a lot more length. And as I say that, they take him out.
Timing is everything.
It is, yeah.
Virgil Walker will check back into the game for the Chemics. Chargers going inside to Marcourt, who spins around ear but can't get the bucket to fall through. Walker will have the rebound for Midland. Williams, now to D. Wilt. Three-pointer, no good, and the ball will go out of play. 4.5 minutes to go. These same two teams will meet again on Valentine's Day. That game will be at Midland High. We invite you to head on over. We will not be there for television coverage as Austin Ear kicks away the ball. That game will be a radio broadcast of the contest, no television, so we invite you to Midland High for the matchup between these two teams on Valentine's Day. However, we do have some exciting sporting activities here on MCTV and MPS-TV. We will have swimming for you coming up in the middle of February, and also over on MCTV, the Dow Corning Tennis Classic may make its return, but right now, how about Austin Dieters with a huge three-pointer from the top of the key for the Chargers. 10-point Dow High lead. Williams is trapped in the corner. No place to go, and he throws it out of bounds off of a Charger.
Now it's a matter of poise. Midland High went through a couple of possessions where they really didn't get a quality shot at the basket. They've got to slow things down a little bit right now. They're only down by 10. They've got to get some better shots at the basket.
And there's lots of time. 4 minutes to go. Jacob Dostal, three-pointer, no good. D. Wilt with the rebound, and the putback falls through. Peyton D. Wilt is a sophomore. He's got 4 points, and a timeout called by Eric Krause. 8-point game, 3:55 to go. And one of the best coaches in the Saginaw Valley, Eric Kraus, about to talk to the Midland High Chemics.
Yeah, you wonder, does he want to put the press on right now? Does he want to kind of communicate as to let's put it on as kind of a surprise during the transition of the game? I know Dow's probably saying, okay, if they do try to put some extra pressure on, this is what I want you to do.
Take a look at a couple of the officials, and of course we invite you that if you would like to become an official, the MHSAA is always recruiting sports officials. All you have to do is head online to the MHSAA website. You can find out how to become an official and give back a little bit. It's a great opportunity for if you're a former player or if you're somebody that maybe your kids have graduated school or maybe you've got some free time looking to contribute to the youth of today. Becoming a sports official with the MHSAA can be a very rewarding experience. Inbound pass, successful by the Chargers. The huge crowds here tonight, they're starting to get fired up with 3:45 to go. Across midcourt, and on the baseline, it'll be Chemic basketball. Marshall Gray thought that maybe the ball was deflected, but it was not.
I think Jonathan Bork thought it was deflected also.
Inside to Williams. Williams double teamed, he gets fouled. He was fouled. He added a very theatrical dive, but
he saw how the play was going to end, so he jumped and made a credible offensive attempt.
Absolutely. And there was a foul committed.
Oh, definitely.
Will Williams able to get the first free throw to fall through.
He has 11.
Williams had 19 points against Saginaw recently. And he hits both of his free throws. 6-point game with 3.5 minutes to go. Dow High working across midcourt. Virgil Walker nearly came up with a steal. Now Marquardt will work it over to Alec Marty. Marty played well in the first quarter. It's been relatively quiet here in the second half. Marty being double teamed, able to find Austin Dieters. Dieters works back to Marquardt. Chargers looking to burn some time off the clock. 3 minutes to go. Williams coming up with a steal. Great defensive play by Williams. Walker to DeWilt in the corner. Back to Walker. Count the bucket. Virgil Walker getting the layup to go. His second basket, and Walker nearly had a steal, but he ended up kicking the ball. It was a great call. Virgil Walker, he is pumped up. He is primed. Walker did a great job. He calmed himself down. Good call by the official. And now here we go, a 4-point game with 2:45 to go. And it's no, Dow High recovers. Inside, Marquardt into the paint. Great move by Evan Marquardt. Able to come up with the bucket.
19 for Marquardt.
What a game he is having, his first year as a Charger. Austin Ear back in the game, now Williams. Double team goes inside to Ear, works back out to Dostal. Open for the three, shot is too short. Ear will get the ball, but Austin Ear will be pushed, so Ear will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was another time that I think, and you probably were thinking too, Ear just needs to turn and go to the basket.
But he's got a chance on the free throw line. And he makes the shot to go through. Mike Jarima will check in for Walker. This is fun. Huge crowd, loud crowd.
The game's getting closer.
I love it. Ear misses the second free throw. Marquardt will get the rebound for the Chargers. Down on the other end, Jarima and Dostal forcing the pressure, but they're going to call the foul on Jarima. Again, a good call. And I tell you, this officiating crew has done a very good job tonight. I'm impressed.
Yeah, you know, when you really don't notice them and there's no big issues, it's a good game.
Dow High has 3 timeouts. Midland has 2. Just over 2 minutes to go in the game, and Marshall Gray is going to use one of his timeouts. Marshall Gray to talk things over with the Dow High Chargers. We'll set the scene. 2:06 to play in the contest. It is Dow 42, Midland 37. The Chemics are in the bonus. Each teams have 2 timeouts. Possession arrow in favor of Dow.
And looking at Marshall Gray right now in the timeout, he wants to make sure that his players know exactly what their roles are against Midland High's press, because he knows they're going to see it again. They're going to try to continue to knock it into Marquardt, and Midland has got to find a way to double or triple team him right now. Get him to kick the ball out.
Now Marshall Gray is only in his 2nd year as a coach, and he is just learning, and he does a great job. There's just several quality things that I like about Marshall Gray. One of them being is that we're Facebook friends, and he sends me lives on Candy Crush. So there's a lot of things to like about Marshall Gray.
Okay. It's what he does for you, right? Okay.
Here we go, 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Dow High with the lead. Marquardt being double teamed. Jarima trying to get the foul and finally gets the call. The Chemics, well, now they've got 1 foul, well, 2 fouls still to give before the Chargers will go to the free throw line. Minute 52 to play. Dow High with the ball. Marquardt working the ball over to Bork. Now works it to Dieters. Dieters back to Bork. All right, to Alec Marty, excuse me. Now Marquardt working the ball. Double team, tries to dribble through pressure, but he can't. Peyton D. Wilt coming up with the ball for Midland. D. Wilt, coast to coast, can't get the bucket to go, but they're gonna count the bucket.
I think because he hit the backboard.
They counted the bucket because of basket interference called against the Chargers, so Peyton D. Wilt will get credit for the basket. 42-39, 90 seconds to go, and the Chemics with the foul down in the corner. They've got one more, actually they have no more fouls to give. Everybody will be shooting from here on out.
Well, we see the press, and it could be whether Dow can break this press, get a good quality shot down there, or Midland could tie this noose even closer.
Dow High had to inbound right in front of the Chemics student section. Looking to get across midcourt. D. Wilt nearly had the steal. Chargers able to recover. Clock down to 1:20. Alec Marty with the ball over to Kevin Scott. Scott with a couple of dribbles, goes baseline. Scott will get it back. Scott's a great ball handler. Doesn't score many points, but he's in there to handle the ball for the Dow High Chargers. Scott has got the ball right now. Scott is the person to foul, and that's what Williams does. With 1 minute to play, it will be a 1-and-1 for the Dow High Chargers.
As Marshall Gray said in my conversation I had with him recently, that this Kevin Scott has been a very pleasant surprise for him this year. He's made some tremendous growth from last season to this season.
And he hits the first end of the 1-and-1. Scores a free throw when the pressure is on.
And Marshall likes him even more now.
Second shot coming up for Scott. This one is good as well. 5-point Dow High lead, a minute to go. Virgil Walker into the game, pulls up from the corner. Shot is too hard, rebound, Dow High comes away with it. Knocked away by Walker, but the Chargers will keep control. Dow High will bring Jonathan Bork back into the game. 51 seconds to go. Chargers have the basketball, a 5-point lead, and the possession arrow in their favor.
They've got to control the ball on the press.
Inbound pass. Chemics may have to foul just to stop the clock, but they're not doing it right now. Alec Marty now a hard foul by Walker. I don't think he meant for it to be that hard. And Virgil Walker, I think Walker and Marty ended up knocking knees.
And Virgil, sophomore, he's going to put on some more weight before he's a senior. He's going to be a good one.
Sharima comes into the game. Michael Robb comes back into the game. Alec Marty is on the free throw line for the Dow High Chargers. And he connects. Marty with the bucket. This is another player that made a great transition. He was a off guard on the JV team. Now he's a point guard. He's a player that is still learning, and Alec Marty has played a great game for the Dow High Chargers. He has stepped it up from the JV to the varsity and becoming a leader. Austin Ear into the paint, getting the bucket to fall through for Midland. Eric Kraus will call a timeout. We're back to a 5-point game with 33 seconds to go.
You know, it gets to the point right now, can Dow continue to hit their free throws? They continue to hit the free throws. Midland's going to have one heck of a time trying to win this game. But if they miss them, Midland gets a few more opportunities at the basket, we could have quite a finish.
We are having a cheerleaders duel taking place in the middle of your screen. I love it. I love it.
And everybody won.
Absolutely.
Especially the fans.
Absolutely. That was fun.
It was.
Plus the fact that the only time I can flip like that is when I'm in a roller coaster. Here we go, 33 seconds to play, 5-point game. Chargers inbounding the ball to our court, and Dostal fouls immediately. Only a few tenths of seconds came off the clock. And Evan Marquardt, who played last year at Bullet Creek, made a very tough decision to transfer to Dow High, and has been welcomed with open arms by Marshall Gray.
Oh, yes, and the players have openly welcomed him to the team.
And he hits the free throw. The Chargers have been clutch on the free throw line here in the final minute.
That's 20 for Marquardt.
Leading all scorers, I believe.
Quite easily.
And he does get both of the free throws to fall through.
Well, Dow's been 6 for 6 from the free throw line in this last half a minute.
25 seconds to go. Chargers up by 7. The Chemic light is getting dimmer, and it's even dimmer now that the steal by Marquardt. Marshall Gray trying to get a timeout, but could not get it before the Chemics commit the foul. So Marquardt will go back to the free throw line, but I believe that it is, we're 17 seconds away from a Charger celebration.
Well, you got to believe that Dow's certainly in the driver's seat right now. 17 seconds to go. And if Dow continues to hit their free throws, that'll help a little, but.
Well, it's a double bonus situation that Dow High is now in. Marquardt missing the free throw the first time around, but he connects. 8-point lead, final seconds. Dow High looking to celebrate a big win. Midland High, Matt Jarimo with a long three-pointer. Shot is no good. Chargers with the rebound. Kraus tried to call off the horses. The ball went out of bounds off of Dow, so Midland will have the basketball, but only 3 seconds to go.
It's all academic now.
Absolutely. Regardless of what happens, Marshall Gray is going to have a big-time win. Williams will take a three-pointer, and he hits it at the buzzer, but now the celebration can begin for the Dow High Chargers. A 5-point win for Marshall Gray, and Dow High did it the way that you're supposed to win a basketball game. They had a game plan, they executed it well, and they come away with the W.
Yeah, and just the way that Marquardt just started to control the lane. He had a lot of real quality opportunities. Midland High tried to stop him. You know, they had Ear on him. I thought Ear did a great job with him. But as Marquardt started to understand where his openings were going to be, he just took over. Finishes with 22 points tonight.
Well, and you see the coaches embracing at center court as the Dow High fans will begin their celebration of a win in front of a huge crowd here at Dow High. The home team picking away the win. You see the aftermath of the celebration on your screen right now. But the Dow High Chargers, you mentioned Marquardt having the huge game. The game plan worked. Midland High did not play bad basketball at all. Dow High just played a little bit better.
Midland didn't get that spurt that I think that with Will Williams with his speed, you've got DeWilt who's quick. They've got a lot of players that can really travel. Dow kind of controlled tempo in the fourth quarter. Just didn't give them a chance to get rolling. Then Midland had to foul, and Dow hit the free throws at the end. They hit 7 out of 8 or something like that.
Chargers were clutch when they had to be. A big win for the Dow High Chargers. Dow High now improving to 7-6 on the season. They are 5-4 in the Valley. Midland High drops down to 5-4 overall. They are 3-4 in league play. In a couple of moments, you are going to see several names come across your television screen. If you know any of the names forthcoming, please stop and tell them thank you for being an MCTV volunteer. Without their assistance, these high school sports broadcasts would not be possible. You would not be seeing Midland Dow and other high school activities on your television screen if not for the hard work of the volunteers that you will see in a couple of moments. So we thank them for helping us out, bringing MCTV Sports on MPS television. As always, Tom Bell, a pleasure working with you one more time as the Chargers defeat the Chemics in boys varsity basketball. For our entire MCTV crew, we thank you for joining us. We invite you to tune in for swimming in February. Everybody in the pool coming up in the middle of February. Final score, the Dow High Chargers 49, the Midland High Chemics 44. Good night, everyone.